Hey guys, Jacob here. This is going to be this week's vendor reset for Division 2. It's January 21st at the moment, 2020. I'm going to be starting at the base of ops as usual as the first place you guys are going to want to stop. And this week he's selling a converted SMG-9 with Outsider, Jazz Hands, and in Rhythm. A military G36C. This is the little bit bigger version with the extended barrel with ignited distance and rooted. An X45 tactical sidearm with protected reload, stable and steady-handed. Protect reload is nice, so while equipped, this weapon grants 10% bonus armor while reloading. So if you guys can put this on a pistol you're looking for, you could reload this in like a PvE style build with pistols, or if you can find this on an assault rifle, I recommend putting this on there. That way you can have a holster talent, and while it's equipped, you get 10% bonus armor while reloading it. Next is going to be this Patriot Tough backpack with 19,000 health, 4.5 crit damage, 7,000 armor, and weapon damage. So if you guys are looking for a red and blue Patriot Tough backpack, I'd recommend picking this up because it already has weapon damage, crit damage, and armor and health on it. You could always spec the weapon damage a little higher or spec the armor a little bit higher. D&H chest piece. This one has self-adjusting 22,000 armor, 21,000 health with 4.5 headshot damage. Sadly, it does not have anything like Berserk, Bloodsucker, or even Unstoppable Force on it. So it's a little bit useless. Offensive Protocol mod, this one has crit damage, crit range, and weapon damage. So if you guys are trying to find a 4% of crit damage, sadly it does not have crit chance on it as well. But if you guys are trying to make a little bit of crit damage, you could pick this up and add it to your crit build. Now for some of the mods for the skills, this is the Trauma Analyzer, which is 44.7 deflect duration, which requires 2,688 skill power. And that goes into the hull slot. Next is the magnetic rail for the turret firing mechanism, which requires 2,842, and it's 142% damage. And that's going to be it pretty much for the base of ops vendor. The next location is going to be the clan vendor, which I'm going to tell you guys now, if you're not in a clan, you may not be able to access this. You might have a barrier and you might have to join a clan to get to it. So if you're not in a clan and you're new, you may not have access to this. So if you just hop in a clan, you should be able to hop in and just see what's for sale there. But they're selling the named Eckham's Long Stick, which is a perfect ranger with a Legro on it and protected deploy. If you guys are a big collector of the named weapons, I'd highly recommend picking this up. If you guys collect all of them, or if you don't have it, I'd recommend picking it up. This does have perfect ranger and a Legro. If you guys are not aware, these are perfect talents that were added to the game a while back. That are a little bit better than the normal talents. Now, for the true Patriot chest piece, which is going to be the gear set pieces, is 6% weapon damage, 16,000 armor, and 10% headshot damage with insulated. An offensive mod and a defensive mod and utility. So if you guys are looking for a insulated true Patriot chest piece for stuff for like PvE or even PvP, but I know a lot of you guys are mostly going to be using it in PvE or using something else. Ace and Eight's mask with 43% DTE and 2% crit chance. This mask is not up in the 50s, but it will work. So if you guys are looking for a DTE mask and you guys want to roll really high crit chance on there, you can get up in like the 10% crit chance and get it up really high up there. That way you can make a really good crit build for Aces and Eights. Negotiators aluminum gloves, which have 195 skill power at 4% health. 93R sidearm with status Allegro and Wascally. Wascally is really nice if you want to pick this up just to have a sidearm. That way you don't get ensnared by people using riot foam or riot foam grenades. Mp5 Navy, which has unwavering, optimized, and candid. Mp5A2, measured, optimized, and protected reload. Alp Summit knee pads with 13,000 health and calculated. LVOIC with steady-handed, jazz hands, and zen. D&H gloves with assault rifle damage and shotgun damage and compensated. Sokolov holster with 276 skill power, 14,000 health, and 4% crit chance. Utility System Electronics, which has chem launchers, firefly, and skill power. Adaptive insulation foam for the ballistic shield, which is 62.8% skill haste. Defense Protocol stamina, which has armor regeneration, skill health, and health. And the lubrication gel, which is 73% duration, and that's going to be it for the clan vendor and the base of ops vendor. Alright, the next stop is going to be the Theater Settlement. This week he's selling the ACS-12 shotgun with steady-handed, stable, and rooted. At Urban MDR with Ranger, accurate, and transmission. Raleigh's holding gloves with surgical and skill power. Fenris knee pads with surge, cloaked, and skill haste. Defense Protocol stamina mod with 6,000 health, 8% health regen, 2.5 extra incoming healing. The Sturdy Pistons, which is 47% health for the Secret Map payload slot, which requires 2,821 skill power. Titanium Reinforcement, which requires 2,576, which is the Ballistic Shield hard-coding slot, which is 86.1 health. The Vac Pack, which is the max targets for the Firefly payload slot, which requires 1,711 skill power. And that's going to be it for the Theater Settlement. Next up on the list is going to be the Campus Settlement. She's selling a Model 700 with Reputation, Extra, and Cannon. A Stoner LMG, which has Overwhelmed, Accurate, and Protected Deploy. 511 Mask, which has Protection, Skill, Power, and Health on Kill for Restorative. Fenris Holster, with Crit Damage, Health on Kill, and Reassigned. Utility Protocol Intensity, with Increased Bleed, Shock, Duration, and Skill Power. Disintegrated Links, which is ammo for the kill launch, requires 2,278. 1,430 for the Hive Skill Haste, which is 47.6 for the launcher slot. And the Exploded Blueprint, which is the Pulse Housing slot, which is 2,202 and 146.8 Skill Haste. And that's going to be it for the Campus Settlement. Alright guys, the next stop is going to be the Dark Zones. We are at DZ West. As you guys know, if you've been here for a while, this is where I start first and work our way down to DZ South and DZ East. Just a reminder, if you guys are new to the game and you guys have not been playing that long and you're not familiar with the Dark Zone, the resources is the different currency you're going to need to purchase these items. You'll see on the right here, you acquire 70 of them. You can find these by going to the DZ and the Occupy by killing NPCs, and also opening boxes throughout all the DZs and getting them to that. But he's selling a double barrel shotgun with strained, distance, and protected reload on it. An M16A2 with fast hands, accurate, and recharged. China Light gloves with hard-hitting pistol damage and rifle damage. Hard-hitting 14,000 health Alp Summon E-pads. Defensive mods, which is explosive resistance, which is 11%. So if you guys are looking for explosive resistant mods, but the armor is pretty low, 1,746. Delivery system upgrade, which is the extra cluster seeker mines, which requires 1,421. 2,220 on the ballistic shield gyro slot, which is 74.2 holster regeneration. And the micro conduits, which is 19.8 speed for the Firefly propulsion, which requires 2,620. And that's going to be it for DZ West. Next, we are at DZ South. As I said, we're going in order. It does not say on the side here, but this is DZ South. She's selling an Mp5 A2 with Outsider, Accurate, and Greased. A military P416 with Status, Accurate, and Masculine. 1911 with Salvage, Allegro, and Stop, Drop, and Roll. Stop, Drop, and Roll is really nice if you're going against people who have Burning and Bleed, or if you're getting poisoned by something, but I would not spend 70 credits on this. But if you guys find it in the open world or in another vendor somewhere in the future, I'd recommend buying this talent. Y'all gear Backpack, which is 6,000 armor, crit chance, and crit damage with On the Ropes and hard hitting. Sokolov Chest, this one has weapon damage, headshot damage, crit damage, and skill power with Mad Bomber. Defensive mod, which has SMG damage, so if you guys are looking for some SMG damage, sadly I do not have money to buy these at the moment because I bought some other stuff a while back, but if you guys have the money, I'd recommend picking these up because these are 5%ers. Gimbal Vibration Dampening, which is 92.3 health for the drone battery slot, and Weather Coating for the turret, which is 1,677, and the dampening is 2,771. Requirement skill power.
Appreciate the bit.
That's going to be it for DZ South. Alright guys, and the final stop is going to be Dark Zone East. You guys will see this says right there at the top. She's selling an M700 Tactical with Preservation, Extra, and Transmission. A Stoner LMG, which has Overwhelm, Jazzy Hands, and Double Duty. Overlord Mask, which has Centered, Damage to Elites, and Skill Power. Fenris Holster, which is one has Crit Chance, Devastating, and Health. Which, if you guys are looking for a devastating Fenris Holster with a little bit of crit chance on it health, you can max the crit chance like a 40,000 roll, and you guys can make this work on a Fenris style build if you guys are looking for just the holster. Utility System Electronics, which has Shield Skill Power, Hive Skill Power, and Skill Power. Feature for the ammo, which is 2,335 kill launcher, and the Swarm Control, which is 2,250, which is the 74.9 charges. And the distributed, which I cannot pronounce that word, which is the pulse coil slot, which is 38.7 radius. But all these do require DZ resources. You can't just purchase them. But thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe more to content, and I'll catch you guys all later.